Well, it's Boxing Day and I'm out for a sail. And check this out, I have got Plymouth Sound completely and utterly to myself. This is just bizarre and it's so beautiful. So I'm going to head out to the breakwater, I think, and down the other side, and oh, it's just glorious. Get the sails up now, I think, because there's a beautiful breeze. It should be a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful sail today. Catch you later. There's my lamp sailing past. There's the breakwater over in the distance, and headed for Halcyon, Drake Island. Plymouth in the distance. Sails are up. I've been reading a lot about sail trim recently, and I haven't got the full jib out today because the jib sheets won't come far enough back to allow a decent set of the sail, and the jib sheets kind of pulling straight down the luff, really, of the sail, which is really bad. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. It looks like up the front I could lower the head sail furling gear. There seems to be some big metal strut with pins in there. I don't know, maybe I could pull that right down another foot, which would help with the angle of the sail. Because the way it's set at the moment, the sail is so high that, you know, it clears all the rails on the guards, and look at that angle of that sheet. It's straight up into the sail rather than across the sail. And that should be, you need to get that clue down somewhat, and maybe move the jib sheet runners back. I guess the jib sheet runners, you know, they're very small on this boat, and I guess originally Halcyon 23s didn't have furling headgear. So with this furling headgear, there's a lot bigger. I think there's a lot bigger sail put on than these were originally designed with. So that's causing all sorts of issues in and of itself. But I don't think there's anything that can't be sorted out. Certainly lowering that by, you know, 1.5 feet up the front there, lowering the foot of the sail will really, really help. I seem to have caught a bit of lee here coming off the land, so I've slowed down quite considerably. Still, it's a lovely day out here, and as I said, Plymouth Sound all to myself. Fantastic. Well, it's approaching 1 o'clock and we're not making massive speed because there's a flood tide now. It's kind of at its max, and there's not a massive amount of weed, but not a massive amount of wind. There is a massive amount of weed on the bottom of the boat. So we're going pretty slow past. You can see the tide flowing past New Brown Boy there. But you know, we're closing in on the breakwater, and the sun's nice. I'm struggling a bit with these sails today, I must admit. It seems like fluky winds, and it is a bit fluky, and so the head blows off. No, it doesn't blow off. It comes up to the wind. Got some weather helm that is increased, so I'll get the direction set with this sort of rudimentary system here that just sort of bites onto the rope. We're making a nice course, and then the wind will get up a bit, and that'll drag the head round towards wind. So if I go up the front to tinker with the sails or look at the sails from beneath or anything, we change course quite dramatically. So my course steered is all over the place today. All over the place. But still, it's gorgeous out here. It's starting to get a bit chilly on the hands. I might put some gloves on soon. But it's a lovely, lovely day. Should be a nice run back down the outside of the breakwater. It looks really calm up ahead there. So I wonder if we're going to lose even more wind. But it's just one of those lovely days out sailing. I've got a little sports camera. I'm going to take you up the front for a little look at the boat from a different perspective. front. Pulpit, sorry. Push pit's on the other end. And here's my sails and my slot. So what can we tell about this sail? Well, it's not set very well, we can tell that from the telltales, but it's quite tight. It looks alright actually. I think if there was a bit more wind and I paid a bit more attention to setting it, it would be okay. The main's luffing around a bit, looks a bit baggy on the outside there, but we'll go and point the sail up. There's the boat. There she is, Floresca, in all her glory. Right, I'm going back. One hand for me, one hand for the boat. So what can we tell about this main? Hard, because the lines don't go horizontal, but it does look like we've got the maximum draft of the sail at about the right spot for good winds. We could probably loosen the halyard a bit today and get a bit more wind in those sails. I might try that in a minute and see if it actually makes any difference to the speed. Although this isn't a racing yacht, so I wouldn't imagine we'd see that much difference. Let's just see waves breaking over the end of the breakwater there. And there's a clear current line here. I wonder if I was to go over into that, cross that line, whether suddenly I'd find we might pick up a bit of speed. Might try that now actually. There we go, finally passing Plymouth breakwater. There's a Mewstone, I think, over there. A rather large vessel at anchor. I'm making a course for a buoy out there over near the sea, over just to the west of the sun at the moment. All's going well, but making very little headway. Maybe because, well, definitely because of the flood tide and the very slack wind. Hat and coat on now. A bit chillier as the sun's coming round. Beautiful. The breakwater's now behind us, and we're running down to Plymouth Sound, and making a bit better speed now. I think the wind's got up slightly, but I think it's more that we're running with the tide now. And the sun's out, it's glorious. It's so nice. Really, really nice. So there's the breakwater over there. See the breakwater, and if we run round we can see I'm not sure what that bit of the breakwater's called, the middle section. Plymouth in the background, all lit up in the sun. I don't know if you can see it with this camera because it's such a wide angle. And there's the end of the breakwater that we're headed for, and Bovisand down there. And just look at it. Just look at that. It's freaking glorious. Fantastic. What better way to be spending Boxing Day? Absolutely wonderful. Well, we're now close hauled for home. Headed back to the Plym. I've just come around the breakwater and we've got a fair bit more wind on this side. It's lovely actually. Out of the lee of coarse sand and Cornwall. And sun's on the sails. I got my silly hat on. And it's beautiful. There's a couple of other sailing boats going out. Looks like they're going past the fort over near Corsand. So it's nice to see someone else out. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. There you go, you can see Plymouth in the distance. I'm zoomed in a bit, so it actually looks a fair bit further away than it looks on the video. Actually, it's not bad, about right. And then over here we can see Plymouth Sound, just gone past. The wind's dropped again. There's the back of the breakwater, and the sun shining beautifully. I don't know if you can see it, but just on the other side over near the fort there's a couple of sails. One's just tacked back, it was tacking, it's going off towards Halcyon, looks like it's coming back now. And all is lovely. Sails are set, alright, and they're catching the sun beautifully. There you go. A lovely day's sail. Fantastic. So I'm going to head back now. I've just had a cheeky cup of tea, which is delicious. Yeah, I'm going to head back, get on the mooring, I think, while the light's good. Make sure everything's ready for what the next storm coming is. Connor, is it? Get her all moored up nicely and people back to Somerset. What a wonderful day's sail so far. Here you can clearly see my sail problem. Look, it's touching the spreaders at the top. The top is really not very open at all. As we come down, we're as tight can be, and that angle is just pulling straight down the leach. It's pulling the sail in, and we've got absolutely no twist at the top of the sail. So I need to either, I could do a load of things to do this, but any of them are going to improve it. I need to lift that block maybe. I could put that on a tackle, but then that's not nice when that's luffing around, banging about. So that's not ideal. I could move that running thing back, the Traveller, but that would mean I would probably, good God, I'm not moving. That would probably mean I would need to, let me fall off the wind a little bit. Or was I going to hit this rock? Yeah, that was probably going to mean I would need to move the winches. That's a big drag. So my best bet, I think, the first thing I need to do is just lower that front of the sail and see how that gets on. But for the time being, I'm going to sheet some more in as well, because this is not good. The jib is really destroying the main sail, and it's probably causing too much heeling and probably too much weather helm. It's not good. So yeah, I'm going to have a faff around. I think I'm against the bloody tide again. Looking at the marker there, and the fact I'm hardly moving. Anyway, faff on, I think. This is decent. I love a bit of faffing, a bit of sail trim. So I'm going to see what I can do with this. Here we go. So I've rolled some jib away, and you can see, well, the top is more open. Not as open as I'd like it. The sail, the angle of the sheet is still too much. There's not much more I can do. I've just got to lower the base of that sail. That's really the only answer, I think. That's going to help an awful lot. I think it could come down, look at where the top of that sail is. It could come down 3 feet off the deck. That's never going to be good. And then, as I change that jib sheet angle, that's going to open up the top more, which is going to give me more drive and less heeling. It should mean a better balance of sails, because I can't really set the main very well while the jib is so bad. And there's a interesting bit of stitching streaming off the back of the jib, which isn't ideal. Anyway, all good fun, and all what little sails like this are about. You know, finding the things that I want to do when the boat is up in the boatyard. I'm leaving it as late as possible this year to take it out, so that I can find as many problems as I can and get them all done in one hit. I just keep a good eye for the weather and take a week off work and just move down, live on the boat and in the van, and get all the jobs done. And that jib is the first and most important job, I think. Well, that and scrubbing all the weed off the bottom. Happy days, anyway. I've just seen gannets diving over there. Saw about 3 gannets hit the water, which means there must be fish, which is just beautiful. It is truly beautiful today. Absolutely glorious sail in the Sound on Boxing Day. Well, things have been much better since I took some sailing, and it's taken ages to get in, really, because I had to tack across the harbour. But it's been very pleasant doing so. I had a large ship come over, which meant an extra couple of tacks put in to avoid freaking the poor great big tanker driver out. I can see the police launch over there now. Look. Everyone's headed home. The 2 other yachts that I was following, well, that went off over Halcyon way, they've come back in. I guess a really good tidal atlas of the Sound would be really useful and help me make the most, get the most distance out of my time while sailing in the Sound, because I kind of struggled out at the west end of the breakwater against the incoming tide, and then I found that when I was coming in the east end, I was against the tide as well. So I guess the flood tide was maybe pushing in around the breakwater and flowing out the eastern end as well. So I may have been better to have sailed the opposite way today. But it's absolutely beautiful. There's Dartmoor. It's looking very nice up there. We're just going to sneak in around the end of Mount Batten here, and I'm going to see how far down the Plym I can sail. As it's a nice calm day, I've got the engine ready should we need it. Me and Floresca need it. And it's Smeaton's Tower, the North Shoal marker buoy. Seen tons of gannets around today. Loads of them. There's a corn just diving there. It's all quite alive today. Lots of seabirds feeding, I guess. Should have got the line out really and done a bit of fishing. There's a fishing boat out. Tight tug buoy over there, I think, is it? Oh, maximum zoom. Anyway, all in all, a completely glorious day's sailing. Now I'm going to ease the sheets and run up the Plym. Goodbye, son. It's been a fantastic day sailing. Down more. Goodbye to the sun. Hello, moorings. You can see the dinghy. If I come up from the shore side onto the drop mooring, so I can see some of the swinging boats are trailing off shoreward. Man, what a great day sailing!